we'll go back to the talks. People in the sponsor area, you're maybe too noisy. Thanks. We'll go back to the talks, and we will go to José Manuel Ortega. And a little silence, please. Should I go up and ask for silence? Jus, help me, please. Thanks. So we go back with the last talk before the lunch break. We have here José Manuel Ortega that will talk about Python web tools for web scraping. So let's applaud José Manuel.
Thank you. Okay, thank you for coming. Now we are talking about the main tools we have in Python ecosystem for web scraping. In my speaker day repository, you can find other tasks that I have in Python, some relationing with security, for web development, hacking, ethical hacking, and so on. The symbols I will see in this talk are available in my GitHub repository. The code is organized in folders. For example, we are going to see symbols with beautiful soup, PyQuery, Scrapy, Selenium, and WebScraping are the main tools. There are other samples, but in the talk I will center in some samples. Well, this is the main talk, the main points I will see. I will start with the scraping techniques that we have. I will have, in these techniques, I will make an introduction to web scraping and what are the tools that we have in the Python ecosystem. And finally, a small project with Scrapy that is the main tool that we have is really is an application framework for developing our spiders or web crawler. Where the main scraping techniques that we have in general, not only in Python, in general, are screen scraping, that is screen scraping with this technique means we can navigate over the sites, capturing links, the forms, the information of the user, and so on. The other technique is report mining. That is, with report mining, we can extract data from other documents like docs, PDFs, or other documents that not have an HTML format. The web scraping is we can extract data from HTML page, XML, and so on. And finally, the other technique is spiders or crawler. That is the capacity that have the robots inside the web for extracting links and navigating for the pages. Well, in screen scraping, for screen scraping in Python, we have these tools. Well, the best known is Selenium. Selenium, we can navigate over a site and capturing fonts, navigating through the DOM elements of the page, and so on. Normally, Selenium is used with Phantom.js for extract data with JavaScript. And normally, is combined, Selenium and Phantom.js is combined for navigating with forms and pages with JavaScript content. Another of the tools that we have in Python, I only comment, are Mechanize and RoboBrowser. These tools are the orders that we have. Well, I will be an introduction to Selenium. Selenium is an automatic tool for functional testing, and for install Selenium, we can use pip install, and the idea is, depending the browser we are using, we have to use a different import. In this case, we are using the Firefox web driver, but if we have to use, we can use on Chrome or Internet Explorer, we have to change this line. In this basic example, we do is get an URL and with a browser object, and we navigate over the site with the find element functions for extracting the information that we want of this site. The main function that we have in Selenium we can find elements by thesis selector, by type names, by class thesis, by xpath selectors, and by class name, by thesis. This is an example with Selenium where we want to search in YouTube, we want to filter the results, and we want to view a specific result, one video. This is the code where when we can see that we start the driver, in this case with Firefox, we get the URL, the main URL of YouTube, and for searching, and we use the find element by ID for searching the element where we are send the keyword that we want to filter, to search in. In the next step, we filter the results with with find element by class name, and finally we use the find element by class name for recover the link of the video. And finally, for go to the video, we use a specific function, click, for go to the video over the element. Well, the other technique that I mentioned is report mining. In Python, for example, we have a PDF miner for extracting the content of PDFs. Well, web scraping is another technique that is the main technique that we have in general. That is, the idea is that we have a share engine that returns links or URLs, and with tools like parsers or robots, we extract this information, and we generate reports in formats like Excel, CSV, JSON, XML, database, and so on. The main tools that we have in Python, we can use these tools. Request is the main module in Python for making a request to a URL or API REST, for example. Beautiful Soup is the other module. Beautiful Soup is the parser that extract the information that we want. And PyQuery web scraping are similar to Beautiful Soup to extract the information. And finally, Scrapy is the other tool that we have. This can be considered a an application framework because have a lot of tools internally for extracting data, making our speeders, crawling the sites, and so on. Well, spiders and crawlers, basically what they have are bots that run in the World Wide Web, and all information in the World Wide Web are indexing by robots, and the robots go to collecting the information. This is a example, a basic example, where we can see that this is an example for URL crawler, where we can, from a URL, we can obtain the links. In the first iteration, we can obtain the links from URL, and in the second iteration, we obtain the links of the links obtained in the first iteration. And this is the most simple crawler for extracting links from our URL. Well, this is Scrapy. is developed by Scraping Hub. Scraping Hub is a startup that has a lot of tools for web scraping, web crawler, and has some tools like Scrapy Cloud that later I will mention, that allows run the spiders in the cloud. Well, the main tool, the main module that we have in Python is request. Request is a library for making requests in general in URLs, in API REST, for our API REST, for example. And this library was an intent for a better tool for a better the module URL relief 2 and 3. This is an example where we can, request is very simple. In 2 lines, we have the request and the response. The request, for example, in this case, we are making a search in DuDuGo. We can use the get method for request the URL, and in the payload we process the parameter. And finally, we obtain the response. In general, what are the steps that we can follow for web scraping with Python? Well, the first step is obviously download the web page with requests or URL, but I recommend request because it's the more Pythonic. In the second step, parse the page with some of the parsers that I will comment now. In this, we can use Beautiful Soup, for example, or some parsers like LXML is a parser that we can use for this. And finally, in the third step, select the elements we can to extract. We can use regular expressions or xpath and thesis selectors. These are the three forms to extract data. Well, if then the best form, I think, is using xpath selectors. Xpath selectors allow extract the elements of a page in a very easy way. You can, for example, you can use the add for specifying the attribute you want to extract. You can specify the name of the attribute and that match the specified key value page. Well, Beautiful Soup is the first tool I will comment. In general, it's a parser that supports two kinds of parser, the XML and HTML file lib. The installation is easy with pybinstall. We can install the three modules. For using Beautiful Soup, basically is we have to construct the Beautiful Soup object, calling the constructor. We have to pass two parameters. In this case, we have to pass the HTML doc, that is the text of the response of the page we are analyzing, and in the second parameter, the parser we have to use. In this case, we are using the LXML. LXML normally is most quickly than the other parser, that the HTML file. And well, for using Beautiful Soup, the classical import. What are the functions we have in Beautiful Soup? For example, if we want to extract all links in a web page, we can use the function final, and between parameters we indicate the link. We can return the first element with the find element with find function, and with the get function returns the attribute of a specific attribute. And basically, in this example, for example, if we want to get of the links of a URL, basically is using the final function over the object Beautiful Soup and access to the href attribute with the get method. Another more complete example is this, where we want to extract external and internal links for a URL. For example, if we want to extract the internal links, what we want to do is find all links that behind with a slash. In the first function, we use the Beautiful Soup function for extracting all links that behind with a slash. In this case, we are using compile for regular expressions for extracting this information. And for retrieve all external links, we can use a regular expression for links that start with HTTP and not contain the current URL. That is the regular expression that we can use for extracting the external links. In this example, we can see that from this URL, we can see that for external links are the external pages to the site, and for in the second step, we extract internal links of the site. Well, another of the modules that we have in Python is WebScraping. WebScraping is similar to Beautiful Soup, but in this case, for example, with Beautiful Soup, we have to use requests or URL for making the request. With this library, we don't need to use requests. When we use the download instance, with the download instance and with the get method, we obtain the request, and we don't need to use the request module. And the main steps that we have are first, download instance, generate a download instance. Later, we use this instance for making the request. And finally, with the search method, we can use xpath expressions for obtain the information that we want. In this case, we want to extract the tools of the agenda through the attribute class, indicating what is the name of the attribute. If we go to the source code of the PyData agenda, we can see that we have two main blocks. In the main page, we have the information is structured with TD elements, with a class with slots, slot tutorials, slot tools, and so on. And in the second, in the tail page of the tool, we have another structure. We have a div with a class called MD8. And this is the tags we can use for extracting the data with WebScraping. This is the complete example where we use we instantiate the WebScraping instance. We make a request, and for each element located in the page, we extract the information that we want. In this case, first we recover the information about the speakers. It will be speakers with URLs and tools. It will be an array and a list. And for each speaker, we extract the detail page. We make another request to the detail page, and we obtain the description and the time. Another of the tools that we have is PyQuery. The functionality is almost the same. In this case, we use the PyQuery constructor, indicating the URL of the site. And for obtain the information, we use jQuery syntax. We can use the jQuery syntax for extracting the data. In this case, for example, we are using div.call xair12 for extracting the main element that contains the rest of information. And later, we process we extract the data in similar way that we have seen before. And we create an array for export after the information, export information in other formats like XML, JSON, or export or save the information in a database. This is the result of the execution of this script, where we can see that we extract all the information of the task. We extract the tool, the speaker, the description, the URL of the details, and the time, and the hour, the day and the hour. Well, the main tool that we have in Python in general not only for web scraping, this tool is used for creating our own spiders and crawlers for constructing all the things that we have. Well, the installation of Scrapy is with pip install. We can highlight that with Scrapy is we need other modules. For example, it stands for security. We need it stands PyNope SSL, cryptography, and other modules like Twisted that I will comment after. Twisted is a framework, well, it's a tool for making the requests in asynchronous mode. Well, the main features of Scrapy are these. Use a mechanism based on xpath expression, on xpath selectors. Use the XML parser that we have seen before. Use this parser because it's more quickly than others. And Twisted for asynchronous operation. The better of Twisted is that with only one thread, internally make all the requests that the spider is executing, and we don't need to create more than one thread for processing, for example, 100 requests. For example, with one thread, Twisted process all the requests. The main advantage that we have with Scrapy is that really faster when we are scraping a lot of data and making a lot of requests and so on, is more faster than the other tools that we have. It have a good support for parsing overall for XML and HTML parsing, and have a good support for example, sometimes we can have problems with encoding and redirections. All these things that we can have problems with the other tools, with Scrapy initially are resolved and have a better support for resolving this kind of tricks. And another good function that has Scrapy is that we can export automatically without coding, without creating class or coding. We have extract directly the information in three formats. We can extract data directly in JSON, XML, and CSV with a command. Later we will see an example where we're passing a parameter. We can extract the information in these three formats. Well, this is the main architecture of Scrapy. Scrapy is the main elements are spiders, are the head of the Scrapy, and we have another elements like scheduler for schedule our spiders, the items and pipelines. The items are information that we want to extract. For example, if we want to extract the title or description, we define an item for this specific information. And we can have pipelines. Pipelines are are classes that we have in our project. Later we will see an example. For example, if we want to extract the data where the spider is recovering the information, we can have in parallel pipelines for recover this information and transforming this information and obtaining and recover this information and obtain the information in the format we want. Well, Scrapy has a lot of tools internally. For example, this is a Scrapy shell where we can see that we have an object for, this is, for example, we can use a Scrapy shell for making rapid prototyping, testing for example, if we want to know what are the tasks we can use for scraping the site, we can use a Scrapy shell for rapidly view what the information returns this site, the site we are analyzing. In this example, for example, we are scraping over scrapy.org, and we can view the request that we made, the response, the response object. We can see the settings, the spider that is using. In this case, we are using the default spider. And we are starting with the response object. We are using the xpath selectors for extracting the title of the URL. Well, for starting with Scrapy, the first step is creating our project. With the command scrapy start project and indicating the project name, it creates automatically the structure that we see. It creates a file configuration, scrapy.cfg, items for that. In this file, we declare the items, what the information we want to extract, pipelines, that is classes for extracting data in parallel, where the spider is recovering all the information, settings file for special configuration like proxies or so on, and the main folder is spiders directory, where we put our spider. Well, for example, if we want to extract data for PyData conference, we can define this class. This class is extends from scrapy.item, and we declare the fields that we are going to extract. In this case, we are going to extract speaker, URL, talk time, and description. Well, the first step, once we have the project, the next step is creating our spider. We can use the command scrapy for creating automatically the backbone of the spider. With the genSpider command indicating the spider name and the domain, that is the URL from that use the spider from starting the spider or crawling process. And if we have more than one spider, we can use the scrapy list command for list all the spiders that we have in our project. Well, this is the main class of the spider. It extends from scrapy.spider. And the information of the spiders, the spider has a name for invoking later from the command line, the allowed domains, and the start URL. The start URL is the URL from where the spider starts scraping, processing the data. And we define a function, a method, parse, for processing the response for each. This is the function that we use the spider for for processing the response obtained in the URL. Well, In this case, for example, we want to extract information about tutorials, for example, and we use, in this case, we are using xpath selectors. In this case, we are using the class attribute with extracting the text. And for the URL and tool, the information is in the same element. And ladder for this. And ladder for the detail tool, for the detail, it make another request. We can see that we have an iteration over the loop, and we are making another request for each URL. And finally, for extracting the details of the tool, we process this request with the response selector, and for returning this information to the process call to the process caller, we must return this information with we declare an item with the class that has seen before, and we see all the information we extract speaker, URL, time, and description, and return the information to the other class. Well, pipelines. In this case, we can define pipelines for processing in parallel the data in other formats. For example, we can define a pipeline for extracting data in a database or in other format like JSON or XML. In this case, we can see that we define a pipeline for processing data in JSON. And we define, we must define 3 methods. For example, an init method for initialize the code. In this case, we are creating a JSON file. After, we have a function for processing each item. In this case, we are generating a JSON for each result. And finally, we have the spider clause, that is that this function will call by the spider when the process is finally. Another pipeline that we have that we can do is using, for example, with PonyORM for extracting information in a database, for example. In this case, we are using SQLite for extracting data, and we must define the same functions that before, the init, spider open, and spider close for each time the spider process an item. This is the form we can use for execute our spider. We can use the Scrapy command with the crawl keyword and indicating the spider name. We can export the data in 3 formats automatically, in JSON, in XML, and CSV, indicating with the T parameter final. We can, depending what we want, we can use this. And for example, if we want to extract the data, the spider, we can execute the spider with the Scrapy crawl and the number and the name of the spider, and we can use all the process in this screen capture. We can use the process where that use the spider when it's starting the process. In this case, we can see that the URLs that will use in the process. And this is the result. Finally, it returns information with the fields specified, with the speaker, total time, and URL. And this is the result in this case. In case of exporting in JSON, this is the result in JSON format. And finally, well, we can use launch our spiders without launch Scrapy command. With a simple class, we can run the spider without need to use the Scrapy command that we have seen before. And finally, Scrapy Cloud. Scrapy Cloud is a site in the cloud where we can run our spiders, schedule, manage, and so on. In this case, well, we have to use the xhub module for logging. For logging, we have to use the Scraping Hub API key that provides the site, and with a special configuration in the Scrapy file configuration, it enables to run this spider in the cloud, and we can schedule, manage the information in the same information that we have seen in our machine in local. We can see this information in the cloud and manage the spider in the cloud. Well, this is the command that we can for deploy the spider in the cloud. And basically, Scrapy Cloud, this is a web interface for managing the spiders. We can schedule, run, filter the information by the script fields, the information that we want, and so on. It's very, very complete, this tool for generating reports and so on. Well, this is the reference. Basically, are the links that we have for the tools as commented, and these are the main books that we have in WebScraping with Python. Well, I recommend this of Ryan Mitchell. Is a very good book. Thank you.
Thanks, José Manuel. We have time for a very short question.
I've heard before that you spoke really briefly about doing this with PDFs, and I'm wondering how do you do it, if you can speak about it briefly.
About the PDF miner? But what is the question?
How can you scrap PDF documents?
Scrapy PDF with PDF miner. It's a tool for extract data.
You don't have metadata there?
The metadata there are other tools. PDF miner is exclusive for extract text, basically. Metadata, there are other better tools than PDF miner, but you can use for metadata.
Okay, so let's thank again our speaker.
Okay, thank you.